And I am joined by Katy Balls from The Spectator, former Labour pollster James Morris and Colvia Ranger, who formerly worked under Boris Johnson in the Mayor's office, to talk through all the front pages. But before we take a look at what's going on, it's just a minute to 11 o'clock. That is the 31st of October, that die-in-the-ditch deadline for leaving the EU. Guess what? The Brexit countdown clock is resetting. In just under a minute, we will again be 92 days until the next deadline at the end of January, as it says so clearly behind us in the Newsnight studio. So now we're almost there. We're almost starting the next deadline in 3, 2, 1. We're there. So it's time to take a look at tomorrow morning's front pages. And we now begin 90. Yes, look, we are there. 92 days behind us and still to go. Let's just remember it's a long, long way. And the Financial Times, Trump impeachment hearings to be held in open after the key vote. And Mike Ashley having been trashed by Jeremy Corbyn. Ashley hits back at clueless Corbyn as business warns on Labour leader's tone. And moving on to the Daily Mail, Trump tells Farage, do a deal with Boris. And then on to the Times. Trump tells Johnson to join forces with Farage. The Daily Telegraph, same story again. Trump urges Farage to do a deal with Johnson. President attacks Corbyn, encourages Brexiteers to make a general election pact. Katy Balls, first of all. Here we have it. Brexit party launch tomorrow. Trump saying there has to be a deal between Farage and Boris Johnson, presumably in order to get another kind of Brexit deal. Chances are.
I still think the chances are low that the Tories are going to cooperate on any deal. We know previously Nigel Farage has been keen to push for one. We have the launch tomorrow of the Brexit Party where we hear what they're setting out. But ultimately, I think the issue is what type of electoral pact would be beneficial to the Tories that involves standing aside for Brexit Party candidates? Because you look at these Labour heartlands, heavy Leave areas that Nigel Farage thinks his party will do well in. Well, guess what? The Tories think they would do well there. So I don't think they will want to stand aside.
Do you think there is anything in the Trump intervention that is truly difficult for Boris Johnson? We've just heard David Mandel there sort of saying, the idea that there wouldn't be a trade deal is kind of, it's simply Donald Trump going off on one.
Well, it feels like, again, American